We're live. See what's going on with Instagram. See when this is popping up live. Yeah, we're good here. There it goes. Okay. Well, I'm super excited because today we are having a conversation about childhood vows. Man, you know, so much came up when it comes to childhood vows. So much came up for me when it comes to the conversation about what we promise ourselves as children, what we promise our parents, what we promise society. We make all of these vows, and these vows that we promise ourselves is how we show up. It's how we operate. It's how we behave, right? And these vows, many of them are subconscious. Many times we don't even realize that we've made such vows to ourselves. Many a times we don't realize that we're holding on to the idea of what we said many, many moons ago, and we are still operating in that same capacity today. So, the conversation about thoughts that are deep beneath the subconscious is a good one. It's an imperative one because we operate from the subconscious mind, right? And as we operate from the subconscious mind, we are in the position to make sure that our actions, our behaviors show up in a way, okay, that are going to propel us forward, that are going to help our bottom line, that are going to get you the business success, the business numbers that you deserve. And so when it comes to our childhood vows, I want you to take a think. I want you to take a look at some of the stuff that you promised as a child. So one of the things that I promised as a child was to be a good little girl. I remember my dad telling us, "I don't want no badass little kids." Like, he would just always tell us he didn't want no bad kids. And so I made this promise to always be a good little girl. Now, when you think about it, think about, you know, good what is the statement? Well-behaved women rarely make history. That is a statement for your tail, okay? Well-behaved women rarely make history. And the thing about it is, many women promise to be good little girls. They're running around here being well behaved, following the rules, being concerned about what other people think of them, and moving forward. And it's funny because I'm raising a daughter right now, right? I have an 8-year-old daughter. And even with my 8-year-old daughter, I found my husband, my soon to be ex husband, he was telling her just the other day, well, what are other people going to think if you walk around and behave like that? I was like, and I looked at her and I said, you know, Charlotte, no, she told him before I even said that. She said, I don't care what they think. And I was like, oh, clutch my pearls, Jackie. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. He trying to parent. Don't jump in. And then she kept saying it. I really don't care what they think. And I turned to her finally and I said, Charlotte, we sure don't care what people think about us, do we? We just proceed how we want to proceed with ourselves. In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill states people that are concerned with other people's opinion rarely, rarely obtain riches or never obtain riches. That's one of the two, right? And the thing about it is, when you really stop and think about it, if you're so concerned about what everybody else thinks, you can't hear your voice loud enough. And this voice within you is a voice so powerful, so unique, so special, so wonderful. We need you to show up as who you are, not other people's opinions of who you are meant to be. So the childhood vow of being a good little girl, good little boy is doing nothing but stunting you from all of the greatness, all of the wonderful things that you are meant to go on and go through in your journey, because 'cause you're trying so hard to be good, right? That thought of being a good little girl, what comes up for me as well is perfectionism. We were taught to be perfect. As children, many of us were worried about our grades, okay? If we didn't get a good grade, we were like, "Oh my god." We would get in trouble at home, right? We were taught to be perfect. We weren't taught that it's okay to fail. We weren't taught that it's okay to fall on our faces, okay? Fuck it up, okay? We were told to be perfect, and as we've been obtaining or trying to strive for said perfection, what happens? What happens? Everything that makes you great, everything that makes you awesome is not allowed to take place because you're trying so hard to be perfect. So when we talk about childhood vows, we're talking about these promises that we've made to ourselves, to our parents, to society that are keeping us stunted, keeping us from growing, keeping us from becoming better, keeping us from being able to obtain the money that we deserve. Okay. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because let's talk about childhood vows when it comes to money. What are some promises that you've made to yourself, that you've made to other people around money? Some promises that we make around money is I'm not going to get too big because I don't want to make more money than my parents did. Some promises that we make is I don't want to get too big because people are going to start to say that I've changed and I'm acting funny when I get the money. Okay? We start making these promises, these deep-rooted promises that are keeping you small, that are keeping you from progressing and getting to the financial abundance that is your birthright. So start to think about what promises that I make to my friends, to my family, to my community that are now hindering me today. Now it's funny because when you really stop and think about these statements that we make, we're making these statements so we don't have to feel this feeling of whatever it may be. So if it's, I don't want to get too big, right? You don't want to feel the feeling of growing past the people around you. If you have the feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't want to make more money than my parent, or I don't want to make more money than too much money because then my family gonna start asking me for money. You don't wanna get too big because you don't wanna feel the feeling of either having to say no or set them boundaries. Mhm. There's always something going on underneath the surface, especially when it comes to money, that's keeping you either here, wherever you're at. I don't wanna say here, but keeping you playing small, okay? Because many of us play small. Right? Especially when you're, I wanna be the good little girl, good little boy. You're playing small. I wanna be perfect. You're not allowing yourself to make mistakes. You're not allowing yourself to fuck it up so you can grow beyond who you are currently. You're leaving yourself stagnant. Okay? So what are these promises that you are making to yourself, to society, to your parents, especially when it comes to money? Especially when it comes to money. One of my promises, one of my childhood vows is that I was gonna get a good job, and if anybody who's heard me talk about this before, I love talking about this, my good government job, I was gonna get a good government job, I was going to retire from the good government job. That was a vow, that was a promise I made. So much to the point when I left my good government job and found a job within my passion, within something that I absolutely positively loved, and when it didn't work out over there, guess what I ended up doing? Coming right back to the good government job because I vowed to myself I was gonna retire. So much to the point, and this is family, y'all, gotta watch your family because your family gonna have you stuck in some mud and then look at you like, "Well, why are you stuck there? You don't wanna get out?" Okay, from what their advice they give you. I had a family member, I ran into him at a reunion, our family reunion, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, Jackie, how long you been on your good government job?" And I was like, "Oh, man, like 15, 16 years?" He was like, "Oh, you only got a few more years. You can retire." There it is again. The vow. The vow that we make to start it and I'm gonna finish it for a check that may be this big in comparison to what you could obtain hanging out, going hard, going toe to toe in your business and doing whatever it is to make sure that you are successful there. Okay. And honestly, what that is a mindset shift, just shifting your mindset to stay where you're at, burn the bridges behind you and just knowing this business is what we're about to do. Okay. And so a lot of us get caught up in the thought process and the vows that our family makes, that our friends make, that other people make. We start making vows to society, to the community, to other people. I vow to, be an active participant in my community by working, right? But the thing about it is, and I was just listening to Bob Proctor today, and here's the thing, and I've said this before, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off, and I would say I'm sorry, but I'm really not. You will never be able to obtain riches, talking about the abundance that you know you deserve, talking about money in the bank, assets, all the things. You'll never be able to attain such riches on your 9 to 5. It's an unpopular opinion, very unpopular opinion, but it's real. It's a truly life statement because that 9 to 5 of yours is only gonna pay you what they think you're worth. And I'm here to let you know you worth way more than that, boo. You worth way more than that. And whatever amount that they told you that they think you're worth, that they're paying you for, in order to get past that financial ceiling, in order to get past that financial stagnation, where you're at, okay, you have to change your mindset. You have to have a shift in your financial set point in order to make more money on your business, in order to make more money than you are making on your 9 to 5. There has to be a shift. And that shift, it could be a change in perspective. Bob says money is a spiritual idea. I give you power to get wealth. Come on now. Bob, don't get me started, Bob. Straight up. Money is a spiritual idea. Prosperity. Prosperity is your birthright. You were born to be prosperous. It tells you all over the Bible that God wants you to be prosperous. All over the Bible. There's a lot of different. I'm definitely because right now I'm actually reading a book called Imagination by Neville Goddard, and he gives all the Bible scriptures, like all of them. There's a lot of different Bible scriptures that tell you that you were meant to be abundant. You were meant to have prosperity. Anybody else that tells you anything different, they are telling you lies. And in order to feel worthy, in order to feel deserving of the abundance, of the money that is meant to come into you, it's going to take you, love. It takes you shifting your perspective, your mindset about guess what? You. About what you are worthy of, about what you deserve, about what abundance is out there for you. We can't see opportunities. We can't see possibilities when we have blocks on. And our blocks come up in the form as these vows that we made in childhood to be the good little girl, to be the good little boy, to do what's right by your community, rather than let me tap in and listen to me. Let me tap in and hear that voice, that inspired action, the voice of God, the voice of whatever your higher power of being that you believe in. Let me tap in and hear that voice guiding me. So many of us aren't listening to that voice because A, there's a lot of other people's opinions just all the time coming out your way. B, you have all these childhood thoughts, all these childhood memories, all these things that happened when you were a child that are still very true, very real, very in your life today. Okay. And then 3, you're literally making vows to the world, to the community, to yourself of things that you are going to do, not going to do. Right. And as you're continuously making these vows, your body is showing up in action. Anybody who's ever followed me, you know that's what I talk about. We operate from the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is in control. It's telling your body what to do. So whatever you are continuously telling yourself in your mind, that's how your body is gonna show up. So if you wanna make more money, you wanna change the trajectory of your business, it has everything to do with you looking at how you're talking to yourself here. What are these conversations? And that's why I go back to the childhood vow. What are some vows that you made to yourself as a child, that you made to your parents, that you made to your friends? What are some of those vows? And as you continue to look at and think about those vows, I want you to take a peek at what they're doing to you currently. Because subconsciously, those vows just may be kicking it, but action wise, they're showing up in your day to day. Okay. They're showing up regularly in your day to day. So all I want you to do is to change the trajectory of your business. Hey, what's up? My girl Val's here. Sorry, Val. I'm just checking you out over here on Instagram. I'm like, what's going over here on Instagram? Hey. But as you continue to show up as this person, as you continue to show up and show out, right? You are vowing to yourself the things that you are going to do, and your body is showing up in it. Okay. So make a different vow. Tell yourself a new story. What are you going to do differently? How are you going to show up differently? Who are you going to, or who do you need to become in order for you to gain the abundance, the prosperity that you deserve? Okay. So I just want to say, think about it. Not only that, but Ecclesiastical Teachings Advance, fifth chapter, that the good life is your portion. Let's go, Bob. Bob is coming through with the Bible verses. I see you, boo. I'm gonna have some more for you, Bob, next time we come through here. Okay. I got you. I love this. But I do want to remind you, prosperity is your birthright. Prosperity is your birthright. You are meant to be prosperous. And if you have vowed to yourself many years ago, a many moons ago, when you were younger as a child, if you have vowed to yourself that you were not going to do certain things, and you were going to be the good little girl, and you were not going to make mistakes, if you were making these kind of vows to yourself as a child, I want you to take a look at them and see how they are showing up in your actual behavior today. And if you notice that they're showing up and you notice that they're holding you back, I want you to do something about them. So, A, for anybody who's been out with me, rocking with me for a minute, we have Journal Your Business Profitable. Oh, that's how you know I get excited. We Journal Your Business Profitable. It is a journal that will allow you to work through these childhood vows and change them. Change the way you think them, change the way you're showing up, all the stuff. You can change them, right? And that's the beautiful part about Journal Your Business Profitable. Or honestly, for all of you guys who are here listening to me or watching on the hashtag replay, let me know you're on the replay. Come holler at me. You know, these vows, these promises, these deep rooted thoughts underneath the subconscious that you're like, girl, how do I get rid of them? Let me help. I had a pastor that I was in a summit the other last month. I was in a summit. He said something so profound to me. And they were like, well, how do I change my mindset to be an abundant mindset? He sat there for a minute and he said, immerse yourself in the word. And I was like, wow, that was a profound statement. But what does that really mean? To immerse yourself in the word is to really fully, wholly put yourself in all the things that you are doing for the change, for the transformation, for the shift in mindset. And a lot of the times we'll start off things good first, right? Start out good, but then in order for it to get hot and heavy and be, for you to flood your mind with the positive thoughts, the positive feelings, the positive shifts, in order for you to address the things that are coming up that are no longer serving you, it is all about literally showing up in this mind of yours and infusing it with the beautiful positivity. That's just like when you're rolling down a hill and you have this big white snowball. The snowball may start off really, really small, but if it starts rolling down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Same thing with your positivity. The more that you immerse yourself with positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive behaviors around money, when you start changing the way you think and feel about money, mainly when you start changing it and changing the way you think and feel about yourself, it is going to change the trajectory of your business, of your finances, of your prosperity. Okay. But you have to immerse yourself in those actual things that you're doing in order to infuse the positive thoughts, the positive feelings, the positive behaviors in order to receive all that is meant for you to receive, prosperity wise in your business. Okay. But it has a lot to do with infusion. And so if you're ready to infuse your mind, infuse your thoughts, infuse everything that you're doing with more positive thoughts about money, if you are ready to change your relationship with money, I am literally just a DM away. Hit me up, message me. Let's talk. I'm very I can pick out a money block like this. I notice them so quick, like, "Ooh, girl, I think that was it." And even if I don't notice it right away, we gonna dive a little deeper into that thing and make sure we notice it good, okay? So you can go ahead and clear said money block because a lot of us have them. We all have them, actually. So how do we show up and clear them regularly? How do we show up and infuse our mind with the positive feelings where we don't have to feel so negatively about money? And it looks like DMing me. All right, shoot me a message, boo. I got your back. Or if you're ready and you just want to journal your business profitable, it is a 30-day adventure, hunty. That is going to do nothing but catapult your business to a whole nother way of it. We must guard our heart, meaning our subjective or subconscious mind set forth and shout, oh, come on, Bob. In Proverbs, guard your heart. Yes, baby. That's a good one. So I just want to let you know I adore you. I got to run my daughter to tutoring, but know this: you are meant to be abundant. You are meant to be prosperous. The only thing holding you about back from said prosperity is you just don't believe it yet. It's time to believe it, baby. It's time to believe that you're worthy. Time to believe that you're deserving. Time to believe that the money that you desire to see in your bank account is already there. Because the moment that you do all of that is the moment that it will show up for you. All right. And if you're ready for it to show up, hit me up. I got your back. Remember, Coach Jackie got your back, baby. And all I want to do is see you progress. I love y'all. Have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll be back Friday for some more conversation about all this. If you want more, join my Facebook group straight up tomorrow. I'm going to be going live in my Facebook group, having a whole conversation around set points, how to raise your wealth set point so you can attract the abundance that you deserve. You have to raise the set point, and raising the set point starts here. You don't start just making more money. You have to start making more money in your mind first before more money shows up in your bank account. Okay. So join me in the Facebook group if you can, if you won't, if you will. It is the service based CEOs. Come join us over there. It's going to be an amazing conversation where I really help you get to your next level financial wealth point. All right. Love y'all. Have a great day. And we will be talking again